Well, welcome back to the podcast. This is Mike Archer, and welcome to September. When I was a kid, September was synonymous with absolute hell. Like, I'm going back to this prison I know as school. But as an adult, September's just the ninth month of the year. So I hope you like today's bit. In the clouds. In this mixed up world full of different opinions, different beliefs, different backgrounds, you are bound to hear some things that don't always seem to ring true on a day to day basis. Then there is something you hear that is so absolutely absurd, you decide to tell everyone you know about it. I was driving a charter for a nearby school, and generally the teacher or teachers on the charter sit near the front of the bus. So far, pretty normal trip. The one teacher begins to speak to the others and opens up with the most popular can of worms anyone can ever think of about how we need to change things politically. Okay, not something I would bring up, but go ahead, buddy, the floor is yours. I don't write people off because of their party affiliation, but I do have a mental time limit that starts ticking as soon as your opinion starts rolling out. I slowly begin to tune out the conversation, but then this series of words was spoken. I don't know if you also noticed this, but the government changed our weather back in 1998. I'm going to repeat that. I don't know if you also noticed this, but the government changed our weather back in late 1998. Part of my physical exam each year to be a CDL driver is a hearing test, and I always get a perfect score. And I think it is especially for moments like this. So let me see. 1998. Michael Jordan and the Bulls won their sixth NBA championship. The New York Yankees were looking a little better than they did this season. And while we were all distracted by the day to day life of the late 90s, the weather was completely changed forever. How could we have been so blind to it? Probably because this is completely impossible. So, this individual goes on to explain how we used to have a more crisp fall in the Northeast and far less rain. And now we generally only have a snow season and a rain season. I started to think of how the idea grew in his brain to the point where it seemed valid, then became valid, and well worth sharing with people around them. It should be noted the term climate change was not mentioned. The government, according to this man, made a decision in 1998 to change our weather. So, do they have a list of options they choose from? I, I have so many questions. What prompted them to change our weather? Was it local or a federal decision? Why have there been no political ads promising to just change it back? Is it like the nuclear codes where someone knows the weather codes and can influence the humidity? Are they, in deep with the cash cows at the Weather Channel? Is cloud coverage and fog part of like a side deal that goes into this? How many people have you told this very reasonable belief to, sir? I am also not one to dismiss a good conspiracy theory, and have gone down many rabbit holes on YouTube and other sites. There are so many, and some far more credible than others, but this was easily the greatest and most impossible claim I have ever heard. Mr. President, the economy may take a dip. Okay, let's go with less humid summers and a more mild winter. That should help the approval rating. Yes, sir. Consider it done. I don't know. You can't believe everything you hear, but you can report about it. It's good stuff.